Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to the channel. I am Cult Cinema 83, and this is actually the first video or stream, or however you want to call it, of 2026. So, first of all, Happy New Year to everyone. It's been a while, but I'm back, and we are going to do a lot more content as soon as possible, just to let you know that. But for now, the first stream I thought I would do is, of course, a new episode of Celebrate Physical Media, number 26 already, which is crazy. So let me just pull up the comment section for a bit. Hold on, there we go. I think that's okay. Hold on, okay. So I think we might be good there. Yeah, I think so. Okay. So yes, Celebrate Physical Media. Let me see. Hold on. Well, I think I got a thing here. Let me see. I think. Let me just check something. Okay, there we go. Okay, there you go. Just testing if the comment section is working. All right. So again, episode 26 of Celebrate Physical Media. So yes, I thought I'd show everything I picked up in the last couple of months. I don't have as much as I usually do, but the things I did get are I'm quite digging it. I got a lot of really good stuff. So without further ado, sit back and I hope you will enjoy. And by the way, cheers. All right, so okay, yeah. Physical media. You know how this is gonna go. We usually start with regular Blu-rays, and then we go into special editions and box sets and all of that goodness. But before we start, I want to show you something that is actually not a Blu-ray. It's actually a vinyl record that I got from eBay, and it's actually Zombie 3. So this is the soundtrack of Zombie 3. As you can see, it's from Asia, and it looks really cool, by the way. So this is the back, of course. Let me see if I can show that to you. There is a glare. There we go. Yeah. So yeah, this is really cool. I'm a big fan of this film. I love Zombie 3. I know a lot of people don't like it as much as the Gates of Hell trilogy or Zombie 2 or Zombie Due or whatever. But I really dig this movie. You can see the issues that the film has when it comes to like direction wise, of course, because as everybody pretty much knows, I think, Lucio Fulci was very sick during this movie, during the production of this film. And so he had to step away and have the other half of the movie be shot by and finished by Bruno Mattei. And it shows. It really shows that you have like sort of two directors there. But nonetheless, it's a really good movie. I really enjoy it, and I love the soundtrack. So that's why I got this. And of course, you have your vinyl record, which is, hold on, let me see, which is red. So that's very, how do you say it? That really serves with how the film is. I mean, it's this is one gory, bloody film, so that really helps to sell this vinyl record. But yeah, Zombie 3, the soundtrack, really, really cool. All right, so I guess it's time to dive into the Blu-rays, regular Blu-rays. So I don't have a lot, but what I have, I really love. So I picked up a stack of like 88 films because I'm trying to complete my 88 films collection, Italian film wise. And so I got a lot of really cool titles here. I picked a lot of things up that I really want to watch, so I'm very excited about it. And the first one is actually Iron Master, which is a film that's directed by Umberto Lenzi. And this is from 1983. It's spine number 27. I hope you can see that. There you go, 27. Yeah, I remember this being a really cool film. You know, this is kind of the this is kind of a ripoff of a sort of caveman film from the 80s from a French director, which I might show later on. Wink, wink, wink. Yeah, this is kind of like the ripoff of a caveman film, of course. And, you know, usually I'm not the biggest fan of the Italians ripping off other films, you know, like Conan the Barbarian or, Mad Max or whatever. Usually I'm not a very big fan of that, but I love the caveman genre. So, you know, I thought, why not pick this up? And I remember this being a very fun film. So I figured, you know, why not? Why not give it a rewatch? So this is the back, of course. There you go. And you have of course, your typical disc. And inside is, of course, the reversible artwork. So let's see. So like I said, this is from 1983. And this movie stars George Eastman, of course, of all people. It's always great to see George Eastman, man. He's really great. Let me see. Are there any other familiar faces there? I don't think there are. No, I don't think they are. It has a score by Guido and Maurizio De Angelis, which is always great. They make great soundtracks. The producer of this film is Luciano Martino, who also produced Blast Fighter, of course, Mario Bava. Directed by Umberto Lenzi, of course. Yeah, just a really great film, and I can't wait to rewatch this. We got our first comment here. Let's see. Let's show it right there. And it's from Old Metal. From of course, any of you who watches the Burnett work, he's kind of like a regular on in the comment section on that. So Old Metal 666 is saying, "Hey Colt, what's going on?" Hey Old Metal, nice of you to drop by. I'm doing good. Again, Happy New Year to you if you haven't heard that already. But Happy New Year, and thank you for being here. That's great. I'm glad you took time out of your schedule and time to be here. So yeah, Iron Master. I can't wait to rewatch this. This is actually pretty dope from what I remember. So, you know, great. I'm sure it's going to be great. The second one I picked up is Massacre in Dinosaur Valley. As you all know, I'm a big fan of the Italian, jungle adventure cannibal films. And this was missing from my collection. And I found it on eBay for a relatively cheap price. By the way, I'm sure I'm going to be demonetized because there is nipples there. But, what can you do about it? So, yeah, this movie is from 1985, and it's spine number 22. I hope you can see that. This is directed by Michel Massimo Tarantini. I don't think he made a lot of films, actually, but I remember this being a really fun watch. Is this as graphic and gory as, for example, Cannibal Holocaust? No, I think this was pretty much at the twilight of the genre, of the cannibal genre. But I really enjoy this film. I really enjoy it for what it is. You have a plane crash in this movie. I believe you have like people getting eaten by crocodiles or whatever. What's not to love? So, and it stars Michael Sipkov, of course, who is also in this, who was also in Blast Fighter as the main protagonist. So yeah, that's really great. Let's see what else. Of course, this is your disc right here. And let's see, there are some special features here as well. Location cannibalization. Callum Waddell on cannibalizing cultures. That's so funny. Deleted scenes, theatrical trailer, the works. Yeah, just really cool. I mean, I can't wait to rewatch this. This is pretty great. So yeah, Massacre in Dinosaur Valley. Let's see. We got a couple of chats here. Let me just see. Old Metal is saying, per accident, I just came home. Thanks. Happy New Year to you too. Well, thanks. I mean, I know it's been a while since New Year's Eve, but I will say it nonetheless. So Old Metal is also saying, just 1 minute in and already a massacre. Yeah, I mean, just wait and see what we got later on down the line. So yeah, let's see. And Old Metal is saying, I guess I remember a few entertaining movies from Tarantino, but I don't know this one. No, it's I mean, it's a relatively like unknown sort of entry. I mean, if you look at the Italian cannibal genre, I mean, most people would say, Men from Deep River, Cannibal Ferox, Cannibal Holocaust, of course. That's probably, of course, the biggest and most famous one. But there are a lot of really interesting titles in that genre that a lot of people don't really mention. And while this is not as strong as Cannibal Holocaust, it's really fun. It's a really entertaining watch. So anyway, moving on. Then I got a giallo film, basically, and it's basically a Cold-Blooded Beast, or also called as Slaughter Hotel, I believe it was. Slaughter Hotel, I believe that's what it was. Yes. These these giallos have like 10 titles most of the time, so it's kind of crazy. But yeah, Cold-Blooded Beast or Slaughter Hotel. This is actually one of 2 giallos that Fernando Di Leo directed. And Fernando Di Leo is a very interesting director because most of his movie catalog exists as Poliziotteschi's. And so it's really interesting that at the start of his career, he made 2 giallos, and he only made 2 giallos. He only made 2, which is very interesting. And this is one of them. So I can't wait to rewatch this. It's been forever since I've seen this. But yeah, it's from 1971, and this is spine number 32, Focus. Let's see. It stars Klaus Kinski and the gorgeous Rosalba Neri, of course. Let's see who else was in this. I have to see. Margaret Lee is in there. The rest of them are pretty much unknowns to me. So, yeah, I mean, it's a score by Silvano Spadaccio. I'm unfamiliar with that one, but he made the soundtrack, so that should be interesting to listen to. Yeah, this is the back right there, and of course you have the disc with reversible artwork. So there are some special features here. I think this is a 2K restoration. Let's see. Hot-Blooded Rosalba. It's an interview with Rosalba Neri. Theatrical trailer. there's not a lot of this on here, but there are some interesting special features. So yeah, should be fun to rewatch. Cold-Blooded Beast or Slaughter Hotel. That's a very interesting thing, right? I mean, like the Italians, the Europeans, they had such like interesting titles for their giallo films and stuff. Well, for their films in general, but especially for their giallos, they have such a unique, they all have unique titles, which is really cool. So yeah. All right. So the next one is, I shall show you this. This is actually a new one, which is called I can't pronounce the Italian name, but this is The Hyena, basically. And this movie is from 1997. So this is very late in, of course, the Italian European cinema. It's kind of like falling down, it's kind of nearing its last hooray and stuff. It's kind of nearing its end. It's kind of in the twilight years, and then this movie came out. So yeah, I remember this being a very interesting one. This is Spine 91, by the way, if you can see. There you go. And this is basically, I believe this is sort of like a mix between a home invasion film and an erotic thriller, which is really interesting. This is directed by Joe D'Amato, one of the kings of sleaze, of course. And this stars, are there any famous actors on here? I don't think there are, really. Yeah, there isn't a lot of like famous people on here, so it should be an interesting watch. There are some special features here. It's just a 2K transfer, which is fine. There is audio commentaries. There is an interview with the dubbing director. That's so funny. I mean, I have a love-hate relationship with dubbing in Italian European films. Then there's an interview with actor and writer David Dinego, if that's the right word for it, who is actually in the film, so that's interesting. Theatrical trailer, yeah, pretty much. And then, of course, there's a disc. Oops, where is it? I have to. Oh, there you go. I tried. It's fine. So, yeah, and then, of course, there's a little booklet there. Let me see if I can show anything. There you go. Diamond in the Rough. It's not a very it's not a very thick booklet, but it's a booklet nonetheless. Yeah. So yeah, this should be an interesting watch. I mean, again, it's in the twilight era of Italian European cinema, but it might still be a fun watch. I remember this actually being quite good. So I'm gonna watch it and I'm gonna reassess. Like, will I still love it, or how does we'll see. Anyway, yeah, the Hyena. The next one is another one from 88 Films, and this is actually a sequel to a film that I already own, which is interesting because I hadn't heard of this movie yet. But apparently it exists, so it's kind of interesting. 11 Days and 11 Nights, Part 2, which is basically like, should I call this the Italian version of 50 Shades of Grey? Maybe, I don't know. I can tell you it's a lot better That's what that's what I can tell you. Part one, anyway. I haven't seen this, but part one is actually it actually is better than 50 Shades of Grey. So go figure. But yeah, part two. This is also directed by Joe D'Amato, so it should be sleaze fun, you know, and apparently it is, because like, ooh la la. There you go. So yeah, this is, I think this is, oh, this is a 4K transfer. Wow, that's really cool. Okay. Okay. So this movie is from 1991 and it's Spine 88. There you go. Again, directed by Joe D'Amato. Ruth Collins is in this film. Christine Rose. I'm unfamiliar with these people, but it should be interesting. Let's see. Are there any special features? There are. Let's see. Audio commentaries. An interview with, again, the dubbing director. An interview with the composer, Piero Montanari. Okay, interesting. Yeah, pretty much that's pretty much it. And then of course you have, again, we have two discs. There is the Blu-ray and the 4K. And again, a little booklet. Let me see if I can show anything to you. Here we go. Softcore shenanigans, Italian style. Yes, that's what we live for. But yeah, again, text and stuff with essays, and it's again not a very thick book, but you know, it's a booklet nonetheless, which is very interesting. So yeah, this should be a really fun watch. You know, a lot of people would say like, "What kind of sicko are you?" But you know, what can I say? I love my you know, European erotic dramas anyway. I love my European erotic dramas. So, you know, 11 Days, 11 Nights Part 2. Let me see if I have any chats. Old Metal is saying, I'm not at all into cannibal stuff. I fair enough. I mean, that's fine. I mean, I know that the cannibal genre is a very controversial one, and I know that it's not everyone's taste. I'm absolutely, I acknowledge that. I absolutely own that. But for me personally, I really love them. Not just for like the gore and all of that, but just in terms of filmmaking, they are such good movies in terms of filmmaking, you know, cinematography and all of that, editing and all of that. Just in terms of filmmaking, they are pretty great films. So that's all I'm saying. I know it's not everybody's cup of tea, which is fine. Let's see, what else do we have? Old Metal also says, don't know that giallo and always beware of Kinski's craziness. Yeah, I know. I mean, we had a podcast about Sergio Corbucci in November, I believe, the last week of November of 2025, in which we talked about The Great Silence, which I think has Klaus Kinski's best performance in that film. But we actually talked quite a bit about Klaus Kinski and the controversy that surrounds the actor. So if you want to hear our thoughts on that, watch our podcast on Sergio Corbucci. You know, let's see. Then Old Metal says Joe Man-Eater D'Amato. yeah, kind of. Old Metal says as well, guess I watched the first 11 Days about 30 years ago. Also, a D'Amato movie, I think. Yes. The first one was also directed by Joe D'Amato. Which makes sense because, like, I've said for a while now that there are kind of like there are basically three directors in the European Italian cinema that are like the kings of sleaze. One of them is Joe D'Amato. The other one is Bruno Mattei. And then, of course, there is Andrea Bianchi. But Joe D'Amato is definitely one of the big ones. So, yeah. Old Metal acknowledges Pretty Hot Babes as far as I can remember. Well, again, just look at this. That says it all. That's not what it's not all about that. That's not what it's all about. But I'm just saying. And let's see. I think, yeah, okay. So, all right. The last one that I got from 88 Films in terms of like regular Blu-rays. Now, look, before I show this one, I acknowledge I should be ashamed for owning this movie, and I will repent every time I'm watching this film. Okay, but nonetheless, I couldn't leave it. I had to pick this up. I don't feel bad about it, as much as I maybe should be anyway. But I had to pick it up. Of course, I'm talking about SS Experiment Camp. I feel bad. All right, I feel bad. Kind of. Anyway, no. I mean, look, a very controversial movie. Very controversial. I get it. I absolutely get it. But I can't help it. I love the Nazi exploitation genre, and this is definitely one of the best ones. So let's unwrap this. Hold on. There is because this is actually the slipcase here. This is the original one, the original artwork. Where is it? There it is. So this is actually a upgrade from an old Italian collection film, because they did it they upgraded it to 4K, because this used to be spine number 10. So they upgraded this to 4K, which is pretty cool. It's from 1976. It's directed by Sergio Garone. Let's see. I don't believe there are any familiar actors in it or anything that I'm familiar with. But yeah, of course, Nazi exploitation film. Are there any special features here? Let me just see. An interview with director Sergio Garone. An interview with the soundtrack, the person who did the soundtrack, Pier Paolo De Santis. Let's see, an interview with the editor, an interview with the cinematographer, theatrical trailers, stuff like that. And of course, we have 2 discs here. There you go. And of course, we have a, I should do it like this. We have a booklet. I can show you the other one. I can show you the other side. There you go. Yeah. And let's see. Can I show anything? I think I can show this. Nazi exploitation, punks, and the nasties. This is probably an essay about the video nasties list, which, so yeah. Anyway, what can I say about SS Experiment Camp? I mean, look, this is a rough watch. It's a really rough watch. But again, I think it does a lot in terms of filmmaking, the filmmaking aspect. Um, uh, I mean, it's an acquired taste for sure, but I really enjoy these films for what they are. So what can I say? As Experiment Camp. Oh, all right. So those are my 88 films. And I have two more for like regular Blu-rays, and I have two that I picked up from Vinegar Syndrome. And Vinegar Syndrome is doing some really awesome work. They're releasing a lot of great films right now. As soon as I will get my paycheck next week. Next week I'm gonna get paid actually, so I will probably pick up like a really big stack of Vinegar Syndrome titles, probably. But I already picked up these two because they're doing great work. So yeah. Okay, so the first one I picked up is Master of the World. Now, this is another one of those caveman ripoffs, from the film that I will show later. But you know what? I really enjoy these films. I really do. I mean, I love the caveman genre. It's really, it's just it's just dumb fun, man. It's just dumb fun. That's what it is. But again, I mean, talking about like hot babes, like that looks pretty great right there. So yeah, Master of the World. They didn't put the original artwork on here, which is kind of a bummer, really. But I guess you can't have everything. So let's see. This movie is from 1983, I believe. Yes, it is. It's directed by Alberto Cavallone. Let's see. It's about 105 minutes long, which is a pretty good. I mean, that's a good enough run, really. Let's see. This is also a 4K, by the way, so that's great. There was an interview with the assistant director. There was an interview with Davide Polucci, who did a sort of like a biograph on the director, which is pretty cool. Theatrical trailer. This is the back right there, and of course you have your disc. So I picked up that one from Vinegar Syndrome, which is really cool. I can't wait. I can't wait to dive into these. They look really great. Anyway, and the second one I picked up, and by the way, you mentioned this, Old Metal. I'm going to talk about it in a bit. Let me do your comments first. Your comments. Old Metal 666. Indeed, Kinski is exactly the right madman for the Great Silence. Oh, he's great. He's great. I mean, he's phenomenal as Loco in the Great Silence. He's fantastic. And I think he's a really great actor. It's just on like the person side. Anyway, watch the podcast. We'll talk. We talk about it there. Watch the podcast. So again, Old Metal 666 says Ilsa is enough for me. Yeah, I mean no doubt that they are rough. They're rough movies. They're rough movies. So and then Old Metal says Vinegar Syndrome released Argento's Sleepless on 4K a few months ago. Argento's last good movie. I want to correct you there because I think it's Argento's last great movie. Because here is Sleepless. Here it is. I picked it up. You spoiled it for me, Old Metal. You spoiled it for me. No, it's fine. It's fine. But yeah, Sleepless. I picked it up. I couldn't resist. I mean, this is like, look. I mean, I think it's fair to say, like, and first of all, I'm a very big Dario Argento fan. You know, Dario Argento is like probably in my top 5 of favorite directors of all time. He's great. But I think we can all pretty much agree that after Opera, his Giallo Opera, after Opera, his career kind of declined, and he still made a lot of really good movies. I mean, I really love Stendhal Syndrome. I actually think that The Card Player is a pretty good Giallo in general. I'm quite a big fan of the Phantom of the Opera, his take on that. But in general, speaking in general, yeah, his films weren't as good as they were before. And maybe it was because of the decline of the Italian cinema in general. Maybe it's just quality and budget wise, you know, maybe that's got something to do with it, but you know, who knows. But yeah, so back to Sleepless. I picked it up, of course, and this is the back. This is a pretty great artwork here, man. And of course, you have Max von Sydow there on the cover, which is great. So yeah, of course, they have the original key art, which I think is great. And then, of course, you have 2 discs right here. The 4K and the Blu-ray right there. So this movie is from 2001, of course. This is like 2 hours long, which is that's pretty good for a Giallo. Of course, it stars Max von Sydow, Stefano Dionisi, let's see, Rosella Falk is in this. Pretty great. I believe he did. Oh yeah, the score is done by Goblin, of course, as per usual with Argento. Score by Goblin, of course. Let's see. There are a lot of special features here. Let's see. What do we have? Of course, 4K transfer, which is great. An interview with one of the actresses, Chiara Caselli. Interview with actor Stefano Dionisi. Let's see. An interview with the editor of the film. An interview with the composer, Claudio Simonetti, who worked with Goblin on the film, of course. Is there an interview with Dario Argento? Yes, there is. Interview with Dario Argento. So, yeah, there are a lot of special features here, which is pretty great. So, yeah, Sleepless. I love this film. I really love this film. I think, like you said, I think this was kind of Dario Argento's sort of last like high water mark. But I really, really love this film, and I can't wait to rewatch it. So yeah, Sleepless, pretty great there. So, all right, it's time to move on to the good stuff. Going into box sets and limited editions here. Let's see. Did I have any chats? Let me just check. Old Metal saying, good on you. I will get that for sure. Yeah. And next week, I will get more Argento titles because they have some Argento titles on the way. So, so yeah, I'm sure I will pick that up for sure. But yeah, I love Sleepless. Sleepless is great. And Old Metal says, Max von Sydow seems to be about 70 years old for more than 40 years. Yeah, kind of. kind of actually what was his what age was he when he passed away? I'm not sure actually. I'm not sure how old he was when he passed away and left us, but I think he got pretty old, didn't he? I think he reached a very good age. I'm not sure. I have to look it up, but I think he did. So yeah. Anyway, limited editions. All right. So the first one I picked up, I got from Treasured Films. They're still a relatively small company label, but what they are doing is really, really great. I got their what was it again? I got their Dawn of the Mummy. The Last Shark is coming. They have another one that's coming that's really good. I had the what was it again? The Last Hunter. They did The Last Hunter, which is really great. So they are doing some really great stuff. But I saw this and I had to have it because this is like one of my favorite 90s sort of childhood memories. And that is, of course, Mickey. I picked up Mickey from them, which is really good. I mean, look at this box. That's pretty great. Look at this release. It's pretty dope, actually. Mickey right there. And of course, you have the back with the information there. But yeah, Mickey. Mickey is a 90s slasher, kind of. But I remember it being really, really good. So I can't wait to watch this again. There's the back right there. And this is a really great release right here. First of all, of course, you have your disc with the original key art right there. Remember, Jason and Freddy were kids once too. That's what it says right there. So yeah. And of course, this is the back right there. So yeah. This is from, where was it from again? Which year? Let me just check. I think it was from like 1992. That's where it was from. 1992. And this is like 90 minutes long, which is good enough, And it stars, look at this. It stars Ashley Lawrence from Hellraiser. And by the way, I met Hellraiser. I met Ashley Lawrence last year in person at a con when they did sort of like a Hellraiser reunion. I got to meet Ashley Lawrence, and she's like, what a lovely person. She's awesome. Anyway, but she's in Mickey as well. So, your disc right there. It's just a Blu-ray, which is fine. But it is a 4K transfer anyway. Let me see. Are there any special features here? Yeah, a lot of interviews. Interviews with the cast and stuff. The interview with the film historian. Theatrical trailers, stuff like that. I can't go through all of it, but so there's that. Then we have some art cards, of course, as per usual. So let's take a look at those. All right, let's see. Ooh, these are actually really nice. They're like real photos, It's really good. It's really cool. So there you go. Oh, there she is, Ashley Lawrence. Really great quality there. Great quality. There. And Kit, what are you doing? What are you doing there? And of course, we have a creepy smile there. So yeah, pretty great art cards. Let me just go. Yeah, goes back in. And then of course we have this really nice booklet there here, which is really cool. Of course, you have the cast and the crew there. You see, you have some photos and stuff. There you go. Lots of text and stuff, and essays and all of that. So a really great booklet as well. So yeah, this is a pretty great release. I mean, again, I love Treasured Films, and they're doing great work. So I can't wait to excuse me. I can't wait to rewatch this Child Memory here. It's gonna be pretty dope, I think. So yeah, Mickey, there you go. All right, now we're down to it. The thing I mentioned a couple of times now, because I have one from Umbrella Films. Now, I love Umbrella Films, but I don't get a lot of their stuff because they're an Australian label, and so their shipping costs are insane. Their shipping costs are insane, which I think is kind of bizarre. It's like, is that really customer friendly? Maybe. I don't know. Maybe it's like business related or whatever. It probably is anyway. But anyway, I picked up this one because I had to have it. I saw when they released this, and it's like, yeah, click, I have to have this. The original Caveman film, I picked up Quest for Fire. I adore this movie. It's a French movie. I will get into all of the goodies and stuff. First, let me get this off. I have to be careful. I don't want to wreck it. There we go. Because this is the back right there. And of course, we have here the thing with all of the information there. Anyway, this is a gorgeous release. I mean, just nice firm box there. Let's see. First, let's do this one. So the future began 80,000 years ago, which is that's great. And this is the front, of course, just really great stuff. Then we have, of course, the Blu-ray. There you go. And this is the back. So we have the disc. And then we have a poster, which is it really big? Is it big? Otherwise, I'm not going to unfold it, but I think, let's see. Let's take a quick, yeah, it's a little big, but I can show you this, though. It's a poster of the key art, of course, the original key art. I can show you that. That's fine. Anyway, and then, of course, there are a lot of special features here. First of all, it's 100 minutes long. This movie is from, what was it again? 1981, I believe it was. 1981. There are some special features here. An audio commentary with director Jean-Jacques Annaud. That's the director. Audio commentary with actors Ray Dawn Chung, Ron Perlman, and producer Michael Grushkov. There's an audio commentary with a film historian and podcaster Rob Kelly. Another interview with the director. Let's see. Theatrical trailers, behind the scenes, all of that stuff. Really, really cool. So yeah, Quest for Fire. And then, of course, not to be outdone, I can't get this back inside the slipcover for some reason. And then, not to be outdone, first of all, we have art cards. Let's take a look at the art cards. Let's see. I mean, just look at this. Look. That's awesome right there. This film is so great. Just the makeup and stuff, it's so great. Oh, they're stuck together. Okay, there you go. Even more. And there you go. And one more. So this is really great. Again, I love this film. It's fantastic. And then, of course, we have a really great book about the film, explaining the history of the prehistory of caveman movies. Really great. It also goes into like how the film was made and how it was funded and all of that. How they did some of the going into the hold on, let me just pick this up. Going into the makeup and how they made the weapons and the masks and all of that. How they did the animal effects, of course, because they had both mammoths and saber-toothed tigers in this film. So it's a wonderful movie, and I can recommend everybody to watch this. Watch this movie because it's great. So A Quest for Fire. Yeah. So this is the movie that all of those rip-offs were based off of. So this is sort of like the Holy Grail, Quest for Fire. Watch it. It's really great. So, yeah. All right. Let me see if I missed any chats. Old Metal is saying, Argento's Phantom of the Opera came out in 4K in Germany a few weeks ago. Oh, that's great. That's great. Yeah, I mean, the Phantom of the Opera is like, it's a mixed bag. I get it. And a lot of people are not very high on that one. I personally really love Argento's take on Phantom of the Opera. I really do. I mean, Julian Sands and Asia Argento. I mean, it's just I really enjoy that film. I really enjoy it. So that's just me. Let's see. Old Metal is saying Max was at least 200 years old as he died. I mean, probably he could have though. But yeah, I'm not sure how old he was, but I think he reached a very respectable age. That I do remember. So, but yeah, he could have outlived a lot of people. That probably, yeah. Old Metal is saying as well, never heard of that Fire movie. The Aussie labels are going a bit crazy with their overblown editions. Yeah, but I mean, look, I mean, I love it though. I mean, just look at this box. This is pretty great. I mean, of course, it's kind of expensive, but it's like it's really great. I have a lot of umbrella titles already. I have Coffee. I have GSA. I can't think of it. Oh my god. What is the other one? They did a Lucio Fulci film. I forgot. Oh my god. Anyway. But yeah, and next week I'm probably gonna buy 2 more. I mean, I really love these box sets. They're pretty great. And yeah, it's a bit, anyway, that's just me. Moving on to Indicator, Powerhouse Movies, which is a label I absolutely love. mainly because they are releasing all of the Jean Rollin films, which is, again, one of my favorite directors of all time, a French director. But they also have branched into Italian stuff, and that is fantastic. So I picked up two of them. Of course, I have to have them as an Italian, cinema fan. I have to own them. And the first one is Hitchhike. Now this is kind of like a mix between a rape revenge movie and a sort of road movie, I guess. But it's so good. This movie is absolutely great. I love it. I love it. It stars Franco Nero and Corinne Clery, of course, in the main roles. But yeah, I mean, just look at the artwork. That's pretty great right there. And this is the back, of course. A pleasure trip becomes a journey into hell. So yeah, I mean, Franco Nero, Corinne Clery, David Hess is in this film as well, who is, of course, from Last House on the Left and House on the Edge of the Park. Two movies that I both love. This movie is directed by Pascal Festa Campanile. It has a score by Ennio Morricone. What's Not to Love? Let's see. It's based on the novel The Violence and the Fury by Peter Kane. I'm unfamiliar with that, but okay. It's from 1977. It's 104 minutes long. It's a 4K transfer, which is pretty great. So, yeah, I guess this is another one of the key arts right there. It's pretty great. And on the back right there, a film as hard as its characters. And it gets pretty rough, actually. It gets pretty rough. So, yeah. But anyway, here is your disc, of course. So it's great. And then again, let me just check the camera for a bit, if that's okay. Yeah, I think it should. Anyway, and then of course we have this really big book about the film, which is great. Let me just check if I can show anything. Yes. So you have, there you go. You have the cast and the crew there. And of course you have, again, there are interviews and stuff. David Hess right there. This is a really great book. Really great book. And of course, you have some nice photos there. Yeah. So this is a pretty great release. I'm very happy to own this. I mean, I own it already, but not in a release like this. I mean, this is pretty great. I mean, there are a lot of special features right there. I can't go through all of them, but it's kind of the same stuff, of course, audio commentaries, interviews, trailers, all of that stuff, So I can't go through all of them, but yeah. But yeah, this is a great release of Hitchhike right there. And I got number 100. You can see it. I got 143 out of 1,000. So, there are only 1,000 copies of this. So that's pretty great. Happy to own that. And the second one I picked up is Plot of Fear. This is a giallo film as well, and I don't know if I have seen this already. Actually, I don't remember. I don't know if I had seen this already. I'm not sure, but I'm sure I'll find out soon enough. Anyway, Plot of Fear. A spiral of sexual crimes, which sounds really great. So yeah, it basically says here, Paolo Cavara's dark and perverse giallo from 1976. Sounds pretty great. So anyway, this is a 4K restoration again. It's from 1976. It's 95 minutes long. It stars Corinne Clary again. Tom Skerritt is in this film. Eli Wallach is in this film. That's a pretty great cast. And again, directed by Paolo Cavara. A score by Daniela Patucci. I'm unfamiliar with that one, but okay. So, yeah, again, the original key art, I guess. The back of there. A macabre invitation to a treasure hunt. That's very mysterious right there. So, yeah, and of course you have your disc right there. And again, it's a very thick, book. Let me see if I can show anything. The cast and the crew right there. Let's see. Can I show anything? I probably can. There are some nice photos there. And of course, lots of essays and stuff. Really great book, which I have to dive into. Again, a lot of special features. I can't go through all of them, but it's basically the same that you usually get, which is tons. So yeah, should be great. Should be great. So that's Plot of Fear. All right, let me see if I missed any chats here. Old Metal is saying, now I know perhaps. Is it the movie with Ron Perlman? Oh, Quest for Fire. Yes. By the way, here it is. Yeah, Quest for Fire. It stars Ron Perlman and Everett McGill, who was from Twin Peaks, Silver Bullet, of course. All of those films. So the main stars are Ron Perlman and Everett McGill. Yes, you're right about that. That's who are in this movie. Anyway, let's see. Old Metal is saying as well, that's quite a normal box, okay, but there are others out there for sure. Yeah, I mean, for sure. I mean, if you look at, for example, the Caligula box set, which I would love to own that, but it's like this big, and that's really super expensive. So I'm probably not going to pick that one up, but but yeah, this is a relatively normal one. Old Metal also says, I already have the German Blu-ray of Hitchhike. Yeah, I mean, great. It's a great film, in my opinion. I really enjoy that one. He also says, I guess I envy James Bond flying in space with Corinne Clary. Oh, I mean, don't even get me started on Moonraker. I mean, Moonraker is like... I mean, look, I know it has its fans and stuff, I know there are people who really enjoy Moonraker, but it's just not for me. It's just not for me. But Roger Moore is great. I mean, Roger Moore is great as Bond. So and Alt Metal also says, I recently got Indicators 4K of Perfume of the Lady in Black. An absolute stunning transfer, wonderful to watch despite the gruesome ending. Oh, I adore Perfume of the Lady in Black. I absolutely love that film. It is one of my favorite giallos of all time. I really, really love that film. Mimsy Farmer is great. You have, of course, the twist ending, gruesome ending, but it's very, it has a kind of Hitchcock flavor to it for most of the film, which I really appreciate. In some ways, it feels a little bit like Rear Window, which I really appreciate. But no, I really love Perfume of the Lady in Black. It's one of my favorite giallos of all time. So, And speaking of giallos, I also picked up from Arrow Video, I picked up The House with the Laughing Windows. Now, look at this. I mean, this is one chunky box right here. I waited forever for them to release this film because I love House with the Laughing Windows. I really do. I love it. This is, again, one of my favorite giallos of all time. I haven't seen it in like a hot second, but this is a really great film. Again, nice chunky box there. By the way, I love that Arrow started doing like these O-ring things or these slip cases. That's pretty cool, actually. That's pretty cool. So, yeah, House with the Laughing Windows, of course, right here. This is the disc. Right there. There you go. And of course, there is a, let's see what's in here. They have a card here in the disc, and it says Wild Style. So that's like an upcoming movie or an upcoming release. Wild Style. I have no idea what that is, really. Wild Style. Interesting. Might have to look that up. Anyway, so yeah, you have your disc, of course. Is there reversible artwork? Yes, there is. The original key art is there. So, you know what? Let's flip this around if we can, anyway. Because I want the original key art on the Blu-ray. Let's see if I can fix this. There we go. Is that okay? Yeah, it should be okay. There you go. That's the original key art right there, which is pretty great. And of course, like I said, you have your disc. So let's see. There are tons of special features. It's a 4K transfer. By the way, this movie is from 1976, directed by Pupi Avati, of course, who did Zeter and lots of other films. So, really interesting director. Let's see. There are audio commentaries. There's an interview with Pupi Avati, theatrical trailers, visual essays and stuff. Yeah, a lot of stuff, really, a lot of stuff. So yeah, just the back right there. Then we got a poster, which is again the original key art and the Arrow Video art, on the thing. And then there is this great book. Again, Arrow is doing a wonderful, wonderful thing with these releases. Wonderful thing. the cast and the crew, of course. They are doing such a wonderful job with these, releases and stuff. Absolutely fantastic. So lots in the booklet there. So yeah, I mean, they are doing such a phenomenal job. Even though I'm not the biggest fan of Arrow Video anymore as I used to, mainly because they seem to be going more and more and more into mainstream, movies, instead of really like the cult films and stuff, which I think is kind of a shame, but because that's why I fell in love with them in the first place. But I guess at some point you kind of have to, right? You kind of have to, business wise. But still, it kind of sucks. But hey, they put this out, so House with the Laughing Windows, one of my favorite giallos of all time. It's great. So, all right. Let's see. Moving on to, once again, Indicator. But before I do, let me just check some comments here. Let's see. Old Metal is saying, I always like when a giallo drives into the occult. Oh, yeah. I mean, one of my favorite giallos of all time is Short Night of Glass Dolls. That movie is so fantastic. It really is. It's so awesome. And that one goes into the occult as well, pretty much. So, yeah, I completely agree. It's great. So, yeah. Let's see. Old Metal also says, I ordered the Shameless 4K of Windows from the UK. Also one of my favorites. Love the style. Yeah, absolutely. It's again, the filmmaking and the cinematography are so good. They're so good. I can't wait to rewatch them. So, Old Metal also says, the Arrow and Shameless transfers of Windows are looking very different according to comparisons. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. I mean, like Shameless films really had a bad reputation when it came to transfers and stuff. I mean, I owned some of their titles in the past, and their transfers looked so grainy, They looked very grainy and almost TV film-like. It was like, what is this? But I have to admit, in recent years, they really turned around. They really turned it around because recently I ordered Oasis of Fear and State Line Motel, Contraband from them, and they look fantastic. They have really improved on their transfers. So, but yeah, I heard that they look very differently. That's what I heard. Yes, absolutely. And Old Metal is also saying, wasn't the fabulous Zeter also not from Avadi? Yes. I mean, Zeter is from Avadi. The zombie film without zombies. That's basically it. It's a zombie film without zombies. But it's a really good film. It's a really good film. So anyway, moving on to Indicator. I have 2 box sets of Indicator films. And again, I love Indicator films. And apparently they are going to announce new releases in the upcoming week. So I will have my eyes peeled for that. But anyway, I picked up 2 box sets from Indicator Films. And the first one I picked up actually sold out on their website, but I found it for a relatively decent price on eBay, actually. Because here's the thing. I love British films as well. French, but I also love British films. And I love British horror as well. I really love British horror. Not necessarily Hammer wise, but I love the Pete Walker films, and I love Bloody Terror, the shocking cinema of Norman J. Warren. This is a really great box set that I wanted to have for a very long time, but it was sold out on their website, and you couldn't find it anywhere. And in the last like 2 or 3 weeks, I found this set on eBay, and they sold it for a relatively decent price. So I decided to pick it up. But yeah, I mean, this box set is like, look at this. This is really great. Really great stuff right there. And of course, the back right there. The years of waiting are over. Terror has begun. The only thing I'm not too big on, and I don't know if you could see this, but if I hold it like this, there is a dent right there. See? The box has dented, which is kind of like unfortunate, but you know, it is what it is. I'm still very happy to own this because this is great. I love Norman J. Warren as a filmmaker, and his films are pretty great. So the first one is Satan's Slave, of course. There you have your disc right there. And this is the back. It's Catherine's birthday. You're invited to a torture party. Ooh. Pretty great. So this movie is from 1976. It's about 90 minutes long, and it stars Michael Gough in it, who, of course, we all know as Alfred Pennyworth in Tim Burton's Batman, which is pretty insane, actually. Let's see. There are special features here. Let's see if I can name some of them. There are so many. It's deleted scenes, theatrical trailer, audio commentaries, of course, with Norman J. Warren, for example, and the composer as well, John Scott, which is pretty great. So, yeah, that's one, Satan's Slave. Then we have Prey, a terrifying encounter with the unknown. Let's see. This one is from 1977. It's 85 minutes long. It's not too bad. Let's see. Are there any special features again? Well, it's pretty much the same stuff here that you usually get. And then, of course, there is your disc. So you have that one, Prey. Then you have Terror. One Step Beyond Horror. This one is from 1978. And let's see. I don't recognize any of the actors or actresses. And again, the special features are pretty much the same here. So, yeah. But that's your inside there. Then we have Inseminoid. Somewhere, hold on, it got a glare there. There we go. Somewhere in the depths of space, a horrific nightmare is about to become reality. I mean, who thinks of these like catchphrases or whatever? It's really bizarre. Anyway, this one is from 1981. It's 92 minutes long. This one stars Judy Geeson in this film. Wow. Okay. That's interesting. Again, score by John Scott. And the disc. And the last one, of course, is Bloody New Year. At the Hotel of Horror, you can check out anytime, but you can never leave. You can check out anytime, but you can never leave. That was my Eagles impression. Very bad. The disc right there. So yeah, let's see. This is from 1987. It's 94 minutes long. I don't recognize a lot of the people on here, so anyway. Let's see. Then we have a poster, which I'm not going to unfold, and of course art cards. Let's see. Let's look at this. Okay, so this is from Satan's Slave. You can't read it, but this is from Satan's Slave. This one is also from Satan's Slave. Yeech. Look at that. Yeech. This is almost like a Lucio Fulci thing right here. Wow. Okay. Let's see. Then we have more Satan's Slave. I think these are all Satan's Slave, really, pretty much. Then we have, again, Satan's Slave. And, oh, this is a really cool one. Look at that. Also from Satan's Slave. So these are pretty much all Satan's Slave, which is fine. Excuse me. And again, we have this really great thick book about the films and stuff and the director and all of that goodness. Yeah, a great book. So, anyway, this is a really great box set, and I can't wait to dive into these yet again. It's been a while, but I'm sure I'll love them nonetheless, because I am a big fan of Norman J. Warren, and I'm very happy to finally own this box set. So, Bloody Terror. Excuse me. All right, moving on. The second I got from Indicator is actually a new release. Now, you might know this old metal, but other people don't, might not know. Excuse me. I have to, one moment. Got like a thing in my throat. It's ridiculous. Anyway, where was I? Oh yeah. You might know this old metal, but some other people don't. Maybe in the last year of 2025, I have really started to get into film noir. This is, of course, partly this is because of the great Robert Meyer Burnett and Max Allan Collins. They got me interested. They turned me onto the path of film noir, and I really started diving into it. And I'm getting really in love with the genre. I think it's great. I love film noir. I'm really starting to love it a lot. And so this box was a very easy choice for me because I had to pick this up. It's Columbia Noir Part 7, Made in Britain. This is a wonderful box released by Indicator Films. Trapped in a Web of Terror. There are all the films right there. We're going to go through them. This is, of course, the back I just showed you. These are all the films right there. So let's take this off. I got number 278 of 6,000. So that's pretty great. All right, let's unpack this bad boy. This is a really great box set. Very sturdy packaging, of course. All right, so we have a lot of films in here. The first one is a price of gold. And by the way, these are all British film noirs. So not from America, British film noirs. Anyway, A Price of Gold, which is again, what do I say? It's directed by Mark Robson. It's produced by Irvin Allen. That's very interesting. It has a screenplay by Robert Buckner. Let's see, are there any famous people in here? Not that I see. It's from Columbia Pictures. Stolen Gold for the Girl with the Golden Flesh. That's very interesting. It stars Richard Widmark. I'm unfamiliar with that name, but I'm sure I'll figure it out. It's from 1955. It's 98 minutes long. So, yeah. And, of course, you have your disc right there. There are some special features here, not a lot. There is an interview with clapper loader Geoff Glover. That's very interesting. Wow. Original trailer, of course. Archival interview with some of the people involved with the film. I can't make out who it is, but anyway. So there are some very interesting special features. I have to watch them. So, that's the first one. Then we have The Last Man to Hang. Now that is a very eerie title. The love triangle that became a circle of rope. That's very intriguing. That's very intriguing. Anyway, also from Columbia Pictures. This is directed by Terence Fisher. It's from 1956. It's 75 minutes long, which is a pretty good runtime. Man at the end of his rope. And then, of course, you have the disc right there. Let's see. Tom Conway is in this film. That's the only name I probably know from this. So, there is that. But yeah, that's the second one. The Last Man to Hang. Now, the third one is Wicked as They Come, which is, this is a very interesting poster right there. It's very interesting. For every man who betrayed her, 100 men had to pay. Wow, wow. Okay, there you go. It's the disc right there. This is the back, by the way. How could anything so good be so bad? You tell me. Anyway, again, Columbia Pictures. I think these are all from Columbia Pictures. It's directed by Ken Hughes. It's from 56, 94 minutes long. Let's see. This movie stars Arlene Dahl. Wow. I love Arlene Dahl. I have A Journey to the Center of the Earth with James Mason, of course. Arlene Dahl is fantastic in that. She's great. So this one has Arlene Dahl in it. Wow. That might be the first one that I watch. Really great. Wow. And of course, the disc right there. I'm not going to go through the special features. By the way, I think these are all like 2K transfers. I think anyway. I think they are. Anyway, Spin a Dark Web. When a warm embrace, a cold command to with a warm embrace, a cold command to kill. Those are some really nice catchphrases right there. I love those. Again, from Columbia Pictures. It's directed by Vernon Sewell. I have no idea. It's from 56. It's 76 minutes long. Wow, that's not too long. Wow. Okay. That's a relatively short film, that is. Doesn't have to be a bad thing, but it's just noticeable. Excuse me. And this film stars Faith Domergue. Wow, that's another one that I might watch first, because this is wow. I love Faith Domergue. I love her in It Came From Beneath the Sea. So yeah, I really love her. Wow, she's in this. That's great. That's another one I have to watch very soon. So yeah, and of course, yeah, like I said, that's the and of course you have your disc right there. All right, then we have, let's see, then we have The Long Haul. Mobsters Invade Teamsters. Wow, okay. Silk, Flesh, and Dynamite. So let's see. Again, it's directed by Ken Hughes, who also did the screenplay for this one. Did he do it for the other one? Yeah, I think he did. He also did it for Wicked As They Come. So yeah, screenplay and direction by Ken Hughes. Let's see. Also from Columbia Pictures. This is from 1957, 89 minutes long. Yeah, pretty cool. I am unfamiliar with what these films are about, but I'm very curious and excited. So these should be a lot of fun. And the last one we have is, what's it called again? Fortune is a Woman. And it says here, like, were her lips an invitation to love or murder? That's very intriguing. Very intriguing. Probably both. If you're familiar with film noir, it's probably both. Sometimes, oh, where it is, there you go. Sometimes she gets burned. Mostly she gets what she wants. Very interesting. This is directed by Sidney Gilliat. Let's see. And this one also stars Arlene Dahl. What do you know? It stars Arlene Dahl. That's fantastic. Fantastic. Again, Columbia Pictures. From 1957, like I said. Yeah. But I'm really happy that we get some films with Arlene Dahl, because that is great. That's really great. Wow. And then, as Indicator usually does, we have a huge book. And just like, look at this. This is cool. This is great. Really gorgeous. Wow. So let's see. Of course, rich with text and artwork and stuff. Oh, there we go. And the cast and the crew and stuff like that. And there are interviews and essays and all of that. Really great stuff. So yeah, I love this box set, and I can't wait to dive into this. This is great. It's again, it's not American film noir, but it's British film noir, and in my opinion, you can't go wrong with that. So yeah, it should be really great. Is there like something on there? Oh, I'm not sure. But anyway, yeah, I'm really excited to dive into these films. Columbia Noir 7, basically all British film noirs. So yeah, we have that one. Let me check some comments here. Let's see. Old Metal is saying newer releases of Shameless are indeed much better. Yeah, I mean they are. They actually are. I mean they had a rough start, but they're getting there. They're starting to get there. Absolutely. So that's good. Old Metal said, looks like an interesting box, that terror box. Yeah, it's very interesting. And again, I love Norman J. Warren, so I'm really excited to dive into those films again. Let's see. Old Metal also says, I recently got the World Noir 4 box set from Radiance with some French noir movies. Oh, that's cool. That's cool. Wow. I always liked moody, foggy, black and white movies. Yeah, I mean, it's great. It's great. I'm really falling in love with film noir. I really am. And it's so weird because it's a genre that I had very little knowledge of. I mean, I knew it existed, but I hadn't seen like a lot of films, and I wasn't really familiar with that sort of milieu. Yeah, I mean, I basically asked Robert Meyer Burnett and Max Allan Collins, like, I had two genres basically. I had blaxploitation and film noir, and I asked both of them, like, which genre do you recommend? And they both said film noir, and I'm glad they did, because I'm really falling in love with film noir. I really am. It's great. It's absolutely great. So, and Old Metal says, you can't go wrong with Terrence Fisher movies. Always quality stuff. Yeah, absolutely. So, yeah. Anyway, moving on. We're getting there. We only got a couple left. We're getting there. Anyway, moving on to one of my favorite labels at this point. They might even be my favorite label of 2025, because they have really released so much great stuff, and they are still releasing great stuff. So I'm a very big fan of this label. I'm talking about Severin Films. And I actually got 3 box sets of Severin Films, which is great. And the first one will serve as a nice companion piece to Brevido Giallo, which I got from Cauldron Films, because I picked up High Tension, 4 films by Lamberto Bava. Now, I know what a lot of people are going to say. I know. I mean, Lamberto Bava is not as great as a director as Mario Bava is. I fully acknowledge that, and I'm aware that's very fair. However, I will say that I think a lot of his setbacks, came from the fact that he was kind of forced to operate in his father's shadow. And by the way, that was a long shadow, but I think he was forced to kind of like work in his father's shadow. And I think that really put a stain, or has tainted a lot of his movies. But that doesn't mean there aren't any good Lamberto Bava films. So that's my defense for Lamberto Bava. So give Lamberto Bava a chance, people, because there is some gold there. Anyway, but I picked up High Tension, 4 films, of course, from Lamberto Bava. And it says here on the back, throughout his career, Lamberto Bava has left a unique mark with his ability to create terrifyingly haunting atmospheres. He has influenced generations of genre filmmakers. And I happen to agree with that. And this is, of course, a quote from the Stitches International Film Festival. So yeah, this is the back. Anyway, let's look into these because these are pretty interesting films, I think. And again, like really strong box there. Anyway, the first one we have is School of Fear. Now, I actually remember really enjoying this quite a lot. This is it's undeservingly obscure. With School of Fear, Bava becomes a skilled professional. He's expert at staging atmospheric set pieces. That's what it says here. A mature chiller with a welcome twist. A psychological thriller in the spirit of Polanski's The Tenant. There you go. Anyway, this is from 1989. And I think it's about like 100 minutes long. Yes, it is. So let's see. It stars, let's see. Where is it again? It stars Daria Nicolodi in this film. So that's pretty cool right there. It's a 2K scan. There are some special features here. There's an interview with Lamberto Bava. There was an interview with the composer, Simon Boswell. And there also is a soundtrack CD. So that's pretty cool. There you go. Let me just flip this over. There you go. By the way, I think these are all films that he did for TV. These are not cinematic movies. They are movies that are made for TV, which doesn't have to be a bad thing. Let me be clear. It doesn't have to be a bad thing, but it's noticeable. Let's just say that. It's noticeable. The Man Who Wouldn't Die. That's pretty great artwork, by the way. Yeah. So let's see what it says. An extremely cynical crime film. Let's see. Very exciting. Okay. Again, it's been a while since I've seen these films, so you know. This is again from 1989. 95 minutes long. Let's see. It stars Martine Brochard, which of course has sadly passed away last year. So rest in peace, Martine Brochard. She is actually one of my favorite actresses of the Italian European cinema. Very sad to lose her. Let's see. Again, interview with Lamberto Bava and an interview with the screenwriter, Dardano Sacchetti, of course. A very big name in the Italian cinema. Just the disc right there. Then we have Eyewitness. Oh, there we go. Eyewitness. Exceptional and extremely cinematic. Echoes of Tenebrae. Wow, okay. That's a high standard right there. Let's see. This movie is from, again, 1989. Again, it's 100 minutes long, which is pretty good. There aren't like any familiar actresses on here. But again, score by Simon Boswell, which is great, of course. Let's see. Interview with Lamberto Bava again, and an interview with actress Barbara Cupisti, who I think is in the film. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, Barbara Cupisti is from Cemetery Man and the Church and Opera. Oh, so I guess I should know this one. Okay. Interesting. Anyway, all right. So this is the back right there. And again, we have the disc. And then we have one more, which is The Prince of Terror. That's a pretty goofy poster right there. I'm not too sure about that one. But anyway, It says here a must-have jam, entertainingly insane. Again, from 1989. It's 92 minutes long. Let's see. Are there? No, there aren't any familiar actors on here, I think. No, I don't think there are. Let's see. Again, interview with the director, stuff like that. By the way, these are all 2K transfers. They're all 2K. They're not 4K, which is fine, but they're 2K transfers, not 4K. So, And then, of course, you have your disc. So, yeah. So that's High Tension, the Lamberto Bava box set. Look, again, it might not be everybody's cup of tea, like Alt Metal is saying in the comments. I will get to you in a bit. It might not be everyone's cup of tea, but I really enjoy his films, and I guess in a way they're kind of guilty pleasures for me anyway. So yeah, I think this is a pretty great box set right here. So, all right, that's one. Ooh, it's starting to like turn into kind of like the Tower of Pisa here. I have to readjust. There you go. That's better. All right, let's move on. The second one I picked up from Severin Films is actually volume 4 of a sort of series that I really love. I mean, I still have to pick up volume 2 and 3, but I figured I'd get this one first because it's the cheapest out of all of them, which is kind of bizarre. But anyway, it's great. I picked up Danza Macabra Volume 4, the Italian Gothic collection. That is pretty dope right there. Right there. All right, so uncut and uncensored, sure, Gothic horror has castles, crypts, and chandeliers, but the genre, especially in Italy, includes lots of other delicious, devilish delicacies. These fascinating and varied films have seen a home media renaissance in the last few years, and Severin Films has been at the forefront. Yeah, maybe, kind of. There are other labels, but but these are great box sets. Anyway, let's open this up. Let's see, what do we have here? The first one we have is Terror Creatures from the Grave. I mean, that is some great artwork right there. I mean, look at that artwork. That's pretty great. And this is the back, of course. As you see, it's a black and white film, which is fine. Let's see. An Italian Gothic treat and a gruesome surprise. Okay, interesting. So let's see. This movie is from, let me just check. It doesn't say here, I think. It's from, oh, there it is. It's from 1967, it is. And it's about 90 minutes long. And it stars Barbara Steele is in this film. It stars Barbara Steele. That's pretty great. That's pretty crazy, actually. Wow. Okay. And let's see. It's directed by Massimo Pupillo, who directed A Bloody Pit of Terror or Horror as well. It's a 4K scan, which is great. So yeah, you got 2 discs. Disc 1 has the movie, and disc 2 has special features, of course. Let's see. There are audio commentaries. Let's see. There's a interview with the director. Let's see. There are there was an interview with Barbara Steele. Let's see, theatrical trailers, stuff like that. So yeah, very curious about this one. Let's get that back in there. Then we have, Night of the Damned. Let's see. This is a macabre melt of sex and death. One of the most bizarre films of 70s Italian Gothic. Wow, that's a bold statement. That's a bold statement. I have to get into that. Anyway, so let's see. This one is from 1971, 87 minutes long, which is a pretty good run. And this one stars Patrizia Viotti from Amok, who played in Amok, of course. Let's see. There are special features. Again, an interview with a film historian, theatrical trailer, stuff like that. Yeah. And of course, you have your disc right there. So that is that one, Night of the Damned. Then we have The Devil's Wedding Night, which I think this is the one I'm most excited for, because it stars the gorgeous Rosalba Neri once again, who was, of course, in Lady Frankenstein, for example. And it stars Mark Damon, I believe it is. Let's see. Yeah, I think it was. Yeah. It's in 4K again. A perfect Gothic horror experience. It exists in its own weird time warp. Okay. So this one is from, let me just check. This one is from 1973, and it's about 95 minutes long. So that's good. Let's see. Countess Rosalba, an interview with Rosalba Neri. That's cool. That's great. Let's see. An interview with the cinematographer, an interview with the producer. And this is a really, listen to this. An open letter to Rosalba Neri's tits. A video essay by Dr. Alexandra Heller Nicholas, author of 1,000 Women in Horror from 1895 to 2018. That's pretty great. Wow, that's pretty great. And theatrical trailers, This is the one I'm most excited for from this box, because, again, it's Rosalba Neri. So that's the third one. And then for the fourth one, we have Baby Yaga, which is such a bizarre title. Wild Italian sex horror madness. Atmospheric and surreal. So, yeah, this is a really interesting, bizarre film from what I remember. It's from 1973, and it's 83 minutes long. And this movie stars the gorgeous Carol Baker, who was, of course, in a lot of giallo films with Umberto Lenzi, for example. It also stars George Eastman again. So, yeah, this is the back, by the way. And, of course, we have the disc, and there are 3 discs in here. Oh, we have a floater. We have a floater. Oh, God. There we go. Oh, we have a floater. That's not good. Ooh. How did that happen? I have no idea. Let me just see if I can fix this. There we go. Okay. Woo! We had a floater. That's not good. Okay. Those are the discs right there. Anyway. Lots of special features here. So basically you have 2 discs with the film and the extras, and one is a soundtrack CD, so that's cool. Let's see. There's an interview with George Eastman, extended and deleted scenes, theatrical trailer, stuff like that. The Gays Bewitched, a video essay by Dr. Alexandra Heller Nicholas, author of The Cinema Coven, Witches, Witchcraft, and Women's Filmmaking. That should be interesting. That should be really interesting. So, yeah. Baby Yaga. That's the fourth and last one. I really love these box sets, Danza Macabre. Again, I still have to pick up volume 2 and 3, but I really dig these box sets, so they might come very soon. Yeah, pretty great stuff. So that's that one. All right, we have 3 left. I only have 3 left, so. But first, let me just check some comments here. Let's see. Old Metal is saying, Third Man was one of my first movies I remember watching in my childhood, and since then I was fascinated with noir stuff. Yeah, absolutely. It's pretty great, actually. Again, I love film noir. I really do. I love film noir. I already did this one. Lamberto is not my cup of tea, which is totally fine. Let's see. Old Metal is saying, I'm considering those Danza Macabre boxes for months now. Yeah, I mean, if you look, they are a little expensive, but if you have the money, I really recommend picking them up because they have some really great films in there. And you know what's funny? It says, hold on. It said, oh, there we go. It says volume 4, which means they are not done. Which means they are not done yet. Volume 4. That means we're probably going to get more, which is really great. Let's see. Old Metal is also saying, guess my first box of those would be volume 2 with the 4K of Castle of Blood, also with Barbara Steele. Yeah, that's probably the next one that I will pick up, because there are a lot of films in there that I'm really excited about. So yeah, that's probably one I'll pick up. All right. Anyway, moving on. The last one that I got from Severin Films is one that I just have to have. Now, let me give a little bit of a backstory. I'm sure we're all aware of Emmanuelle, of course, the erotic drama films from the 70s and 80s. And look, there have been 2 Emmanuelles, basically, right? And I have to say, I have always been partial to Laura Gemser. I have always been partial to Laura Gemser. I think she is my Emmanuelle. I love her. I have the big box set of Severin with all of the Black Emmanuelle films. I guess I'm that kind of a sicko. I guess I am. But she is kind of my Emmanuelle, basically. But that doesn't mean that I'm leaving the other one out. Because when I saw this box, I, of course, have to have it. It's a pretty expensive one, but it's really worth the money, I think. I can't wait to rediscover these films. I picked up Saga Erotica, the Emmanuelle collection. Now, this Emmanuelle is played by Sylvia Crystal, who is actually from my country. She's from the Netherlands. Sylvia Crystal, right there on the front. An absolutely beautiful woman. And she is the embodiment of Emmanuelle right there. An absolutely gorgeous woman. And these films are really, really great. Absolutely great. And I can't believe Severin Films has released this. I'm so happy because I wanted to get these. The eternal embodiment of sexual liberation, which is really great. So yeah, that's the back right there. So let's open this up. I have to be careful because a lot of this stuff is probably gonna get me demonetized, but okay, we'll take the risk. We'll take the plunge. And this is already the first one. So anyway, this is Emmanuel Part 1. Emmanuel Part 1. The first one. Can I show the back? I think I can. There you go. Lots of stuff on there. One of the world's best known erotic films. With Emmanuel, Sylvia Kristel introduced a generation to sex, which is absolutely true. Absolutely true. Like, yeah, beautiful woman, and she was one of my childhood fantasies, really, which is, of course, you can imagine why, so of course it stars Sylvia Kristel. Anyway, so this movie is from 1974, of course. It's 93 minutes long. There are a lot of discs in here. You have 3 discs. And there are lots of special features here. Let's see if I can run through some of them. There's an interview with Marika Green, who is also in the film, I believe. An interview with, of course, Sylvia Kristel, theatrical trailer, stuff like that. There is like an essay, I believe, by filmmaker Alex Cox, which is really interesting. There is a French trailer, an audio commentary. Yeah, really great stuff. So, yeah, again, Emmanuel. I should probably do it like this. Emmanuel. So that's the first one. Then we have, again, I have to be like very careful. Then we have Emmanuel 2. I can't show you anything, guys. You know what? Screw it. There we go. Emmanuel 2. There it is. I demonetized. It's, I hope it's fine. Anyway. I can show you the back, though. I think I can. I can show you the back right there. Yeah. Anyway, so this is the, of course, the second movie. Easily the best film about the famous beauty. One of the greatest softcore erotica films of all time. Yeah, I'm sure that's true. Anyway, this film features Laura Gemser. There you go. Umberto Orsini is in this film. Venantino Venantini is in this film. Wow. A lot of great actors there. And of course, Sylvia Kristel. So this one is from 75, and it's 90 minutes long again. The special features are pretty much the same, I think. Yeah, I think they are. Anyway, so, again, hold on. I have to flip this around. Otherwise, I can't show it to you. There we go. So, again, you have the discs right there. And one of them, by the way, is a soundtrack CD. So that's pretty cool. But yeah, Emmanuel 2. Wait a minute. Does the first one have a soundtrack CD? I don't think no, I don't think so. No. Okay, fair enough. Anyway. Then we have Goodbye, Emmanuel. This is the third and final chapter of the trilogy, of course. It's held onto its erotic charge. Sylvia Kristel returns for the final time. Of course, like I said. Let's see. Are there any, like, no, there isn't anyone I know here. It's from 1977, and this is about like 95 minutes long. Okay, fair enough. Let's see. The special features, I think, are pretty much the same here. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think so. This is the back right there. And of course, you have 2 discs. All right. And then you have a 4th movie. And the 4th movie is so bizarre. It's called I, Emmanuel. And the funny thing is that this doesn't star Sylvia Crystal. Sylvia Crystal is not in this movie. So I wonder, like, did they add this as like an extra or whatever? I have no idea. But I'm not complaining. I mean, like, it's an Italian film, so hey, I'll take it. But I think it's so funny that it doesn't star Sylvia Crystal, which is kind of interesting. So anyway, the first Emmanuel movie period, which is really a bizarre comment, really. And it's dark stuff, apparently. Okay, so I don't know what that means, but anyway. But this movie stars Erica Blanc as Emmanuel, which is really interesting. It also has Adolfo Celli in there. It's directed by Cesar Canavari, this one, who directed Gestapo's Last Orgy, to go back to Nazi exploitation for a bit. So that's interesting. That's very interesting. By the way, all of these films are 4K scans, which is pretty interesting. So, yeah. Anyway, so let's see. Special features here. There is an interview with Erica Blanc in this. Interview with the director. Again, theatrical trailers and stuff. There is a soundtrack CD. Yeah, that's pretty great. And there you go. So that's the 4th one. All right. I should check like the last comments that I got for now. Old Metal is saying Sylvia is simply stunning. Yes, she is. Absolutely, she is. Yes, absolutely. She's gorgeous. And also, Old Metal says, so I have to go now. See you soon on Let's Get Physical Media. Great show today. Well, thank you, Old Metal. Thank you, and thank you for stopping by. That means a lot. And yeah, hopefully we'll talk soon. Hopefully. Anyway, have a good weekend. Okay, have a good weekend. So see ya. Anyway, so yeah, then of course we have this really great book as well with this one. With Emmanuel, I have to make sure that I can show you stuff. I hope you can see that. Anyway, I can show you this though. There you go. And of course, there are lots of photos as well. There is also an archival interview with Sylvia Crystal, which is pretty cool, I think. So, yeah. I mean, this is a pretty amazing box. And I can't wait to revisit these films because they mean a lot to me. These movies mean a lot to me, and I can't wait to rewatch these. So well done, Severin Films. So there's that one. Anyway, we have two left, and I want to finish with Second Sight, because Second Sight is doing some fantastic work. I basically picked up two of their new releases. They were released in 2025, of course, but these were releases that I was waiting for like forever. And I'm so happy to own these now, because they are two of my favorite horror movies of all time. The first one being Reanimator, from, of course, the mind of H.P. Lovecraft. But yeah, Reanimator. What a great release this is. This is phenomenal. I mean, just look at the look. This is great. So let's take this off for a bit. Of course, then we have the back with the artwork there. That is fantastic. Let's open this up. So we got, let's do this first. By the way, look at that. How awesome is that? So first of all, of course, and again, look at all the detail they put in there. That is pretty great. So, and again, another one. Like, look, that is phenomenal right there. That is so good. Anyway, so we have 3 discs here, as you can see. And yeah, that's pretty great. I will get into that in a bit. Anyway, then we have art cards, of course. So let's again dive into those. This, of course, Jeffrey Combs. And let's see. Are there any? Yeah, there we go. This is basically on the Blu-ray, of course, on the box. I mean, this is on the Blu-ray, of course, and this is also on the Blu-ray. This is, of course, Jeffrey Combs right there, and this is a really cool one right there. There you go. So we have some art cards. And then, of course, there is this insane book, which is really great. I mean, there is like so much in here, like photos and interviews and all of that. And pictures and essays. So, and yeek, right there. So, I mean, this is awesome. This is so awesome. It's fantastic. I love this box set, and I love Second Sight. So let's look at some special features here, because there are, of course, it's produced by Brian Yuzna. Excuse me. Why with the yawn? I have no idea. Anyway, it's, by the way, it's a 4K restoration. This movie is, of course, from producer Brian Yuzna, who later on directed Society, of course. Let's see. There is a audio commentary with the director, Stuart Gordon. There are other audio commentaries with the cast and the crew. Let's see. I think there was an interview with Barbara Crampton, uh, the gorgeous Barbara Crampton, of course. Interview with Jeffrey Combs, of course. Theatrical trailers, TV spots, and all of that. Yeah, just really great stuff. And I love this film. I love Reanimator, and it's such a great release. So thank you, Second Sight, for giving this to me. And then finally, the big finish, the creme de la creme. This movie is probably in my top 10 of favorite horror movies of all time. I love this movie, but it's been impossible to find, almost impossible to find. Whenever you find a copy on eBay or whatever, it goes for insane amounts of money, which I'm not going to pay. But I love this horror movie. I love this movie. It's a great box set. It's one of their biggest box sets that Second Sight has done, I think. And yeah, I just love this movie. So I'm just going to show it to you. The final one that I got in the last couple of months is Possession. Now look at this. I mean, just look. Like, that's insane right there. How much is in this box is insane. It is absolutely insane. So let me just take this off for a bit. Because again, there you go. It's so, oh my God, this box is so great. All right, so let's open this up. Where do I even start with this? Let's start with this. Let's start with, of course, there is Isabelle Adjani, of course. And there she is again. And there she is again. So, okay, again, we have 3 discs, which is fantastic. All right, I want to be careful. Then we have, let's do this first. We have art cards again. Oop. There we go. All right, so let's see. This is just the poster, basically. And of course, there is Sam Neill as well, besides Isabelle Adjani. There he is, Sam Neill. And there we go. Why do I love this movie so much? It's basically a political spy thriller that becomes a supernatural horror movie, which is pretty insane, actually. All right, so and then we got like 2 books in here. The first one is like a really hardcover one. Like, look at this. This is insane right here. Like, what is this? Okay, so this is basically a book about the production of the film. About the director and how the film got made and all of that. Goodness. And there is an interview with the director, of course. So yeah, a really great book this is. Let's see. So of course, it's directed by Andrzej Zulawski, if I pronounce that right. Excuse me. Yeah, and let me just see on the card here, because this movie was from. Let's see, can I find it anywhere? I think it was from 1981. This is from 1981, and I think it's like 100 minutes long, something like that. I think it is. It's 2 hours long. Sorry, it's 2 hours long. And of course, it stars Isabel Adjani and Sam Neill. So yeah. And then there is this second book, and this is interesting because this is the total replication of the shooting script. That is pretty fantastic. I mean, just like look. It's the complete script. It's the complete script, guys. Like, look at this. This is fantastic. This is fantastic. Holy crap. Look at that. So we have two books. We have art cards, and then we have the movies. So yeah, what can I say about this? This is a fantastic box set. This movie deserves a box set like this, and I can't wait to rewatch this because, again, probably in my top 10 of favorite horror movies of all time. So yeah, Possession, Andrzej Zulawski, Possession. I'm very excited about this. Can't wait to watch this. So yeah. But anyway, that's it. That's my entire haul of the last couple of months. There is a lot of stuff here. I have a lot of stuff to watch. I am going to watch, actually, after I close off the stream, I'm going to watch some movies. So it's going to be good. Anyway, so yeah, that was my haul for the last couple of months. Anyway, so it's time to close off, I guess, this stream. Thank you all for watching, who was watching. Thank you, Old Metal, for leaving the comments and being here. I really appreciate that. Again, thank you, everyone, for being here and listening and watching. I will be back with more videos and content as soon as possible. I promise you. I'm working on a lot of really cool stuff right now, which takes some time, but we'll get there. So stay tuned and keep watching and following the channel because some good stuff is coming. Anyway, again, thank you for watching. I'll be back with more content as soon as possible. Stay safe and healthy as always. Have a good weekend, and I will see and talk to you guys very, very soon. So, bye, everyone. See all of you and talk to all of you very, very soon. See ya.